I'm going to give you a live look right now from at Mount Hood from our ski bowl camera. Boy, look at that view. Now, sadly, for the people who are just die-hard snow lovers, you see there a lot of green, not a lot of snow yet. But you know what? This is Oregon. We know the snow is going to fall sooner than later, right? It's going to happen. Here in the Pacific Northwest, our lives are shaped in the winter by snow and ice, and a new exhibit at the Oregon Historical Society celebrates that and the history of winter sports in Oregon. It's called Freeze the Day. It just opened today. What a clever name. Fox 12's Marilyn Deutsch gives us a look.
And one of the coolest things you can do at this exhibit is try to catch snowflakes in your hand. What would Oregon be without our winters? The state attracts skiers and snowboarders and has a rich history of winter sports. The indigenous figured out how to traverse the mountains to get things done. The Europeans followed in those first footsteps, but by the 19th century, Europeans in Oregon were also here to play.
Winter sports and snow in the mountains have been part of Oregon's culture since pre-statehood.
One of the first known competitions in winter sports 12 years before Oregon even became a state.
A British ship was stranded in the ice in a frozen-over Columbia River. They challenged the members of the Hudson's Bay Company to a curling competition.
Unfortunately, the British won that bout. And if you think hockey started with the Winterhawks, think again. It goes back more than 100 years in Oregon.
1916, the very first Stanley Cup. The Montreal Canadiens versus the Portland Rosebuds.
Unfortunately, the Canadians won that series. For most of us, winter sports means skiing and snowboarding. For good reason, because the most populous part of Oregon is the metro area, and folks are just an hour or so away from Mount Hood. The ski resort on Mount Hood is the second oldest in the U.S., and you can thank a transplanted Oregonian for that quick release on your skis.
Halmar Var, a Norwegian immigrant who came to Oregon and was the end-all and be-all of skiing here in Portland and Oregon in the 1930s and 40s. More famously, after breaking his leg twice, he invented the first easy-release ski binding.
Also invented in Oregon snow, the snowcat. And where would winter sportswear be without the inventiveness of Oregonians who just want to stay warm? And yes, Oregon's most famous and infamous ice skater is here too. Tanya Harding, the first woman to perform a triple axel, her reputation largely destroyed by the attack on rival skater Nancy Kerrigan. Still, there are a lot of other Oregon Olympians to talk about here, and Special Olympians too. And you don't want to leave the Oregon Historical Society this winter without a trip to Santaland. Remember Myron Frank Santaland? Well, it's right here at the Historical Society. In downtown Portland, Marilyn Deutsch, Fox 12 Oregon.
Oh my gosh, a lot of it's still sad. It's not at Myron Frank anymore. And there's no Myron Frank. The winter sports exhibit runs through mid-July.